The last thing is properties. You don't really need to do much within this area. It's more technical, so my advice is don't play with this section. Your focus is in content, contact, and web links. If I go to the icons on the top, you will notice that there is save and publish, which I have used a lot to make sure that any changes I make on the back office, will be reflected on the front end for the user to see. But if I decide to make a change that I'm not really sure about, or I don't want it to be visible yet, I can just add the change like we did before, and this time I will just hit save. That means when I go to preview the page, I'm not going to see, I'm not going to see the change. I can only see the change if I preview the page just to see how it's going to look like. But the user, when they are visiting the website, they won't have access to the change you have added. So for me to make this visible, I will just hit the save and publish. In this case, it will be visible to the user. If I go back again and get rid of it, save and publish again, and the change is not there anymore. The other icons you see on the menu bar is the preview. We have already used this. HTML, this is for more advanced users. What you can do with HTML is you will see the actual HTML code, and you can do more stuff in here, adding font size, which is not recommended because you need to keep the whole page in uniform. So it is just for your knowledge that this is where the actual code resides. The rest again is like dealing with a Microsoft document. You have cut, copy, paste, you have bold, italic, you have if you want to create a list, ordered or unordered, if you want to indent the text. This is a very good feature, insert an anchor, because if you have a very long page that goes on all the way down and you want to give the user the chance to go back to top, what we can do here is I can create an anchor at the start, and I will just hit the anchor, and it will ask me, what do you want to call this? So I will call it to top and insert. So I end up having the anchor here, and if I save and publish, this wouldn't have any effect on the page itself. It's still the same. So for me to create the back to top link, I'll just go at the end of the page. I'll just say back to top, highlight it, and the same way I have inserted links before, I'll just go to the link icon, insert edit link, and this time instead of choosing an existing document to link to or a media document, or adding the URL myself, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the anchor list and just choose the one I created to top and say insert, save and publish. Now if I go to the page itself, refresh to make sure the change is visible, and then I'll scroll down to the end of the page, and this is the back to top. If I click on this, it will take me to where the anchor is. So that's a good thing to know if you are going to create a page and you feel that the user will have to scroll down so far down the page so they wouldn't lose touch with the top of the page. You can just create a back to top, just one click and you are back to the top of the page again. Again, if I want to get rid of this, just go scroll down, highlight it and delete, and then I can go up to where the anchor is, click on the anchor and delete, and that's it. Save and publish. We have already used the insert edit image icon. Again, if you want to insert a new image, just click on this icon. And again, you can link to an external image in another website. The best practice is first to upload your images or documents to the media section, media library, and then from there you can choose where to add them on the page. If you want to create a new image, and that's if I have an image on my desktop, I haven't uploaded it to the media section yet, I can do both in one step. So by calling it a test image, and I'm going to browse for an image on the hard disk, let's say winter, and say open, save. So I've created an image within the media section with this name, and I can insert it to wherever I want. I'll just cancel this, go to the media section, and there it is, test image, and this is the image I have created. While we are at the media section, it is good to know that for you to add a new image in here, what you will need to do is to go to the target folder, or if you want to add it to the root like we did with the test image, you right click and you have create, and then here it is just going to ask you, would you like to create another folder, an image, or a file? So we will do them all. So if I create a folder, I will call it test images folder, create. Refresh in here is right click, reload nodes. So I'll be able to see the test images folder. If I want to create an image within this folder, right click again, create, and this time I'll choose an image instead of folder. I will call it test2 image, create, and that takes me to the window where I can add another image from my desktop. Save. And here you can see that once the image is saved, you get information about the width, the height of the image, the size, and the type. If I want to move the test image into my test image folder, I'll just right click it and I will say move, and it will ask me where do you want to move it. So I'll just look for my test images folder, click and say OK. Close this window, go back again to refresh, right click, reload nodes, and if I go down, the image now is within my test images folder. If I want to get rid of an image, or first let's replace an image. So if I go to the first one and I don't like this one anymore, so I'll just say remove, save, and then I will go look for another one, and say water lilies, save. So I have kept the image with the same name, but I have uploaded another one instead of the old image to use on the page. If I don't want the image anymore, right click and delete. Okay, refresh again, and reload images.